Hey guys, welcome back. Another episode of Banish the Doubt. Today I want to talk about, up here you see it says lifelines. But more importantly, I want to talk about what this video is really all about is just our choices that we make, how we think in each moment of our life. But more importantly, where these thoughts come from, where they emanated from. So I want to start off by explaining what a lifeline is and how we get put on one. So Vadim Zeland in his book Reality Transurfing talks about this. He says a lifeline is a person's life, just like any other movement of matter, represent a cause and effect chain of events in the alternative space. So the alternative space could be universal consciousness, the source energy, anything like that. The effect is always located in close proximity to its cause. One follows the other, and so the sectors of a person's destiny creates a lifeline. Okay, so there are many, many different lifelines. So you could be on a certain lifeline, or you hear about people on a certain lifeline, and suddenly something happens in their life and it changes them. They go on a different lifeline. A lot of times you'll hear about people maybe who are, drug addicts or addicted to whatever, and things change, and suddenly they come out on the other side. They go on a different lifeline, and their life is completely different. And obviously, the same holds true for people who may be child stars, child actors on a certain lifeline, and then influences start to come into their life, and they go on another lifeline. But for purposes of this video, I want to keep to this. So here, this represents our mind as, and I've said this before, and I've drawn this um, image out several times now in my videos because I think it is so very important. It really is the basis of where we started from in our life. So when we're born, this is our mind, and here's our body. The top portion of this, or the conscious mind, is not there because it's not formed. Okay, this is just our subconscious mind, and these green circles represent seeds. So I like to say, like, these are seeds that are planted in our mind, our psyche, from infant. Okay, from the time we were in the third trimester up until about 7 years of age. All these seeds are planted within our subconscious mind. And these seeds come from our parents, or maybe we only had one parent home. Okay, what was their relationship like with each other? Religion. Was there religion in your life? Did you go to a synagogue? Did you go to a church? What was that like? Okay, those seeds are planted, influencing our mind. Society. What was home life or society like? What was there a lot of harmonious relationships within society, your own little society, where mom sort of carried you around as in, okay, as a in the womb, and then up through age 7. What was society like in your world? Was there a lot of love? Was there a lot of um, happiness, or was there a lot of strife, a lot of anger? Was there domestic abuse? All these different things, okay, in society. When you went to school, okay, what was school like? What were the teachers like? So all this influences our subconscious mind. It sets the foundation for our life. These people here were on certain lifelines in their own particular life. And this is how almost all of us were raised. We were raised on certain lifelines, were certain influences within our life. So as we continue to grow up, we develop from these beliefs that are formed within us. Were the people who raised you, were they people who reacted to life or responded to life? See, when we react to life, we're reacting from an unconscious perspective. A lot of the things that we do are we don't really think about. So I'll give you an example. So yesterday I was out driving and I came to the road came into a circle, okay, where you go around the one side and then there's different exits off of that. So as I was traversing around this one side of the circle, traffic was coming. I was looking at it, and a truck gets behind me, a pickup truck. And this was, I don't know, relatively earlier in the morning. And I'm waiting, I'm watching the traffic, and then I hear this, come on. And I look at my side view, and it's the guy in the truck. And for each time his come on, he wants me to go. He starts cursing, he's slamming the side of his truck. So he's reacting to the way I was choosing. He was forcing me. His reaction was he was trying to force me into a decision. So I just calmly waited until the cars went by, and then I went around that side of the circle, and I kind of watched on my side view. He didn't speed up behind me, but I eventually just pulled over and let him go past. And you would think I was thinking he was going to really gun the gas and speed past me. Maybe he had something going on in his life he had to get, but he had nowhere to go. He just calmly drove up the road. So you're saying he's reacting, okay? Versus me, I was responding to his reaction. I wasn't in the moment. I had a choice. I could react to his attempts to get me to drive out into traffic the way he wanted me to, or I could respond and just keep myself collected and say, I'm going to wait. You're going to have to wait. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to get sucked into that energy. This kind of energy is why I have it in red. Okay. That type of energy is very, it really drains the energy from us. Okay. So I was conscious. Okay. A lot of times when we react, we're unaware of what really is going on. These reactions are from the beliefs that I just talked about. Who were our role models growing up? What were their beliefs like? A lot of reactions, right? Fear. A lot of reactions stem from a position of fear. Again, we're unaware, unconscious, but it comes from fear. When we respond because we're trusting ourself and we're trusting the universe. We're responding. We're more relaxed in the moment. Beliefs and subconscious, what I just talked about. That's how we react. We don't realize these beliefs are the foundation of where we come from. The beliefs that were embedded within our subconscious mind when we were young, growing up. Who were the people that we turned to or looked to or emulate? Inner confidence. When we respond from a position of inner confidence, of saying, I know who I am in this moment. I'm comfortable with who I am in this moment. I'm going to respond. I'm going to be aware of what's going on. There's a reason why we refer to firefighters and police and EMTs as first responders, not first reactors. Could you imagine if you were into a car accident or a fire in a house and a firefighter shows up and goes, oh my God, I can't believe this house is, look at that. Oh, what are we going to do? Hold on. You would think, holy crap, you're going to take care of me? See what I'm saying? So this is how we want to learn how to approach our life. We want to get on a lifeline that is more aware of what we're doing, of the decisions we're making, the choices we've made, but more importantly, the choices we're making right now. The choice you're making right now by watching me, continuing to watch, turning off the video, or even paying attention, or is your mind off somewhere else? Or are you in the moment saying, I'm going to listen to the messaging here and I'm going to understand what is being delivered? It really comes down to that much, folks. Really, really, it is in the moment. And our ability to focus ourselves in the moment on consciously on what we're thinking, or our inability. Either way, it comes from oftentimes how we were raised. What is that belief system within our subconscious mind? So going further, So as children, right, going back to that first page, we were taught to obey the will of others, perform our duties, right? Serve our country, serve our family, serve the company that we work for, our political party, serve the political party, or obviously we know what's going on in today's society, right? The state, serve the state, or an idea, okay? Everything here, anything but ourselves. Think about that. Maybe we were talked to once in a while about no, pay attention to yourself or whatever, but for the most part, this is how everybody was raised. And these are called pendulums, okay? And a pendulum is, Vadim Zeland talks about it in the book Reality Transurfing. He says the structure is referred to as a pendulum because the more people or adherents that feed it, okay, with their energy, the more powerful it becomes. So it's it is a group, or it is a person or a group of people that ends up having others adhere to it. And when it does, it absorbs the energy from that person. So oftentimes it would be, so for instance, recently on the news, there was a bunch of different news organizations when Kamala Harris chose her running mate. The news organization, somebody went out and they compiled um, a whole bunch of different broadcasts. And what they all said in snippets was um, happy warrior. So they were referring to the running mate. He's the guy who was in the National Guard and something else. But they had kept using the phrase happy warrior. And it was repeated over and over and over and over. That is a pendulum. Okay, the media is a pendulum. The media, the more people that follow it, the more powerful it becomes because it sucks up the energy of those that follow it, regardless of whatever political party it may fall on. That's what it does. If it bleeds, it leads, right? So we react to how things take place in our life. So this is what we don't even realize we're doing when we're thinking, we're making choices in the moment. Oftentimes, the choices we're making are because we are affected by some type of a pendulum in our life. Because as children, we were taught this: obey the will of others, okay? Perform our duties. You go to a job, you work your 9 to 5, whatever it may be. Serve our country, right? So, very patriotic. Nothing wrong with that, but just understand not getting caught up. Serve our family. How many times we've heard things say, well, this is the way our family does X, or your last name is whatever and you've got to uphold the family name, right? Serve the company. You've got to work for this company. We've got to help the company to survive and thrive so you have a paycheck. Political party, the state, or an idea. Everything but what is it do you want? Okay. What is it inside of you that you desire to have or desire to be or to go in your life? What are you living the life that you've consciously chosen to live? Are you making choices even right now in this moment? Is your decision to watch me in this video a conscious choice to say, yes, I am going to learn on how I can kind of filter out my external influences, the pendulums that are, pendulums hook into your energy. So you can see it playing out at the recent soccer match, Colombia versus, I forget the other team. And at the end of the match, there was a fist fight. Another match where the people stormed the stadium. See, It's a pendulum. What they were serving, it was about their country, right? And about a sport. And however the players performed on the field made them feel, the inner child in them feel good. Why? Because it was their country and we versus them. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about pendulums. Going to watch a sporting event, indifference to having a difference to whatever the outcome may be. Just watching these players perform incredibly. I watched this morning on ESPN, Patrick Mahomes. He had a behind the back pass during a football game to one of his teammates behind the back. Incredible. I just watched this uber talented performer, this person, uber talented. Just enjoyed that. This is what I'm talking about. Being able to go through your life with the same type of indifference to the outcome, but you have whatever it is that you want to do. You see it in your mind's eye. You start to obey yourself and not so much the will of other people, not to be disrespectful or whatever, but start to learn to live your life understanding the the um, the foundational beliefs that we were all brought up with. Start to detach yourself from that. Start to detach yourself from the beliefs that your family and whatever else may have been they put onto you because they didn't know any better. That's this is the way they grew up. Okay. Start to live your life in a manner where you're understanding that your choices in each moment of your life is changing your lifeline. You want to go on a lifeline. I don't know if I have any more paper here. No, I don't have any more paper here. Here, I was drawing this. You want to, 1 second, folks. You want to go on a lifeline that leads you towards whatever goal it is that you want in your life. You want to find that lifeline. Okay, the decisions that you want to make. The in this moment right now, as you're watching me, start to get an idea in your head. Okay, start to get an idea in your head and say, I'm. That's what I'm going to do, or that's what I want to be, or that's what I want to have. It's not about the money. Okay, a pendulum would say you would think about, let's say, there's my goal, and you would maybe start to think, oh, but it's going to cost me how much, or whatever. Don't think that. Just put the goal in your head. Let's say it's you want to buy a house. Okay. Start to think of the house that you would want to live in. What does it look like? Where is it located? The landscaping. Does it have a big front lawn? Does it have a big backyard? Does it have a pool, an in-ground pool? Can you see a party taking place where there's a big deck and your family and friends are there and you're cooking burgers or whatever? People are in the pool. Okay. Where you're sitting right now watching me, are you sitting in your living room? What does it look like? Or you're sitting in your kitchen? What does it look like? That's the goal. The means to get from yourself there, don't worry about that. Just live your life thankful that you already have it, that you're living in that house. When you're driving your car, if you don't like your car, and I'll use the same analogy for the house. If you don't like your car, if you say, it's this old piece of junk, don't think that. Thank your car for getting you to point A to point A to point B, maybe your job, whatever. Okay. Same thing in your house. Be thankful. Now, today here where I live, it's been raining. Be thankful for the house that is protecting you from the rain outside and the air conditioning in the house, if you have it, even if it's like a little window unit. Be thankful for it to keeping you nice and cool. Otherwise, outside, say humid and whatever. As we do this, as we start to create those, we choose in those, what I was talking about a second ago, when we respond and not react to events in our life, when we choose the thoughts, positive thinking, always looking at the positive in everything. As we do this, universal forces, okay, the alternative space that I talked about a few minutes ago, being on the lifeline of the goal, okay, it we attract ourselves towards the goal and vice versa. Okay, we bring ourselves towards it this way. If you would like some help in this, I'm offering one-on-one coaching. You look at my channel. You can also look at books like The Power of Awareness, Reality Transurfing from Vadim Zeland. Start to see yourself as the person who already is that, living that life. If you're at a job and you don't particularly care for it and you want to leave it, be thankful for the job because it's putting money in your pocket right now. Okay? Start to look at money. If you're a person who is thinking a lot about money, understand, think about this. So at my job, I work in a call center. And last week, I was speaking to a lady in another state. I'm in New Jersey, but in another state, and she purchased the warranty that I sell. Okay, now hold with me here, hang with me for a second here. I want to show you something. So she purchased it, and it was she. So she said, "Okay, here's my credit card, George," and I ran it through the system. It cleared. So the money came from. The money went from her credit card. Okay, went to our business. Okay, the business then said, "Okay, George, here's your commission." Okay, and then I went to a restaurant that day. I think it was that day, whatever. I took her money and ended up in the restaurant. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Don't worry about the money. The money will come. Okay, but my thinking, okay, how I was thinking in the moment led to her saying, "Yeah, okay, here, I'll give you the money." No, little did she know that her money was going to end up at a restaurant, part of her money. But you see what I'm saying? So this is how we want to approach our life. Money is just, it's transitory. That's all it is. Clearly, it's transitory. Okay? So this is how we want to view our life. It's not gimme, 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 or I gotta have it, gotta have it, gotta have it. No, that's a reaction. A response is in the moment. I know who I am. I'm very collected. I'm going to be very comfortable. I'm going to be very present in the moment. I'm going to be very thankful for everything around me. And as I do it, I'm staying on the lifeline that goes towards that goal, be it the car, be it the house, be it whatever may be, a relationship, whatever it may be. So this is how we create or understand we get on lifelines, and based on the choices that we make, we then draw that lifestyle, that who it is we want to be, what we want to have towards us, understanding where we came from, understanding, and I'll talk about this a little more, a few more other videos, but pendulums, how destructive pendulums hook into our energy. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're things are not working out. Find out what you've been thinking about. See if you are not hooked into, or a pendulum has its hooks into you. It's sucking the energy out of you. Like I mentioned about the soccer match or a political party or whatever it may be. Those are destructive pendulums that suck the energy out of us. We learn to live our lives and a kind of indifference to what's taking place in our life. Not too high. So we want to have, if these are our emotions, okay? We don't want to go, we want to have low highs, okay? We want to have, we don't want to go too low, we don't want to go too high, okay? We want to stay kind of like right is in here. We can enjoy something, but like I mentioned about the the firefighters and the first responders, we want to respond to things, not react to things. Okay, we want to go too high, we don't want to go too low. We want to kind of keep a nice equilibrium through our life. So this is how we do that, guys. This is how we choose a certain lifeline. We recognize our choices, and we try to keep an equilibrium with our emotional reaction to things. Thanks very much for watching. Again, if you would like any coaching on this one-on-one, you go to my channel, click on the link, and I'll be happy to respond to your email, because I think that's how it comes through the email, and then I'll respond. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you the next time.